Okay, so if you're just joining us right now, this is the EBC Trusted Trade Review happening every Monday and Wednesday for in-house clients. What qualifies you to be here is that you have an account with EBC, and whether you're trading on demo or live, you are actually already actively trading on your account. All right, but live account trading would be better because you make a lot, like Monday now, the money we made, if you made it on demo, it would be useless, right? Because you can't withdraw it. Now, today is Wednesday, and there's a lot of news lined up today. So let me just quickly begin to tell you some of the news that you need to pay attention to. By 2:30 today, we're going to be having employment cost index. By 2:30 today, we're going to be having the employment cost index. It's going to be happening by 2:30, and then by 3:45 today, we're going to be getting Bank of Canada rate statement, and then overnight rates. And then by 4:30, we're going to be having Bank of Canada press conference. Then by 8 p.m. today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be having federal funds rate, FOMC economic projection, FOMC statement. And then by 8:30, we're going to be having FOMC press conference. Today is a very hot day because today is the day that has been prophesied. All right. So on Monday, I was talking about interest rate cuts, right? So today is the day that has been prophesied. Today is the judgment day. You understand? So today is going to be a lot of there's going to be a lot of volatility this evening. And then after today, of course, whatever happens today is also going to be affecting the markets. It's going to be determining what's going to happen what's going to happen in the remaining days of this month and what we should be expecting at the beginning of the next trading year. All right, today is going to be a very big day because everybody is paying attention to FOMC this evening by 8 o'clock. It's going to start by 8 o'clock. If you don't know what FOMC means, it's Federal Open Markets Committee, and that is the body that determines the interest rates for the United States, right? For the Federal Reserve of the United States. So it's a very, very big economic outlook. It's a very big economic event that's going to be happening today. But before that event, of course, we have other smaller ones by 2:30. We have by 3:45 for Canada, Canadian dollar, by 4:30 for Canadian dollar. All right. So today is a big day, guys. In summary, pay attention. Any trading you are doing, once it is 5, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, begin to get out of those streets. Begin to just get out of those streets because you don't want to be caught in the crossfire. Now, Thursday, on the other hand, by 1:30 a.m. in the morning, we're going to be having news coming out for Australian dollar, unemployment change, and unemployment rate and employment change rather. And then by 9:30, we're going to be having news for Swiss francs. Though I don't really trade Swiss francs, but in case you trade Swiss francs, you want to pay attention by 9:30. We're going to be having Switzerland Bank monetary policy is going to be giving their monetary policy. And then we are going to be by 2:30, but we're going to be having the unemployment claims for the United States. And then finally on Friday, we have 8 o'clock in the morning. We're going to be having GDP month in, month out for the pounds. And that will be all for the week, guys. That will be all for the week. So today is actually the most volatile day when it comes to the news out of all days. Today is the most volatile day. And one of the things I used to tell people is that the day after the news or the few hours after the news actually matters a lot. For example, if you really want to take advantage of the news, most of the times it's not trading during the news, right? In my experience, it is trading after the news have settled down. Everybody have accepted the shock, and then the market is now moving, in a consistent manner towards, so that is when you want to take advantage of the market most of the time. So it's always a very good thing to pay attention to. Now, that being said, it means we still have between whatever analysis we're going to be doing right now, we're going to be doing it for the London section. The London section is still going to be coming to an end very soon, but at least we still have between now and around 1 o'clock to still take some minor trades and look at what markets could do before a possible shift in the market. Today is also going to be very, very less volatile because everybody is very cautious. Mostly for dollar pairs, everybody's going to be very cautious, waiting for the major bomb, coming up by 8 o'clock Nigerian time this evening. So it's going to be a major. There's going to be some level of dragging the market is going to be dragging a little bit. So it might not really move like that. All right. So anyway, let's quickly check. Let's start from gold. What are we looking at on gold? I think for now, I still want to stay out of gold right now. I honestly still want to stay out of gold. Mostly with all this news coming up, I really want to stay out of gold because what's going to happen is that gold is going to keep moving very slow. It has been moving very slow all week, guys. Gold has been moving very slow all week, and the reason is because of the news coming up today. So tomorrow, maybe this evening, stroke tomorrow, and moving on, we're going to be seeing some massive volatility on gold, more of a directional movement. But for now, gold is just stalling, waiting for the news to give it a direction because and we all know that most likely than not, the price is going to buy. We all know most likely than not, that news is going to cause price of gold to actually skyrocket back to the upside, breaking the last record high. There's a very high tendency that that's going to happen. But let's wait for the news. There is no 100% in this business, like I keep saying. There's no 100% assurance or 100% certainty of anything. Okay, so moving on to GBPUSD. So GBPUSD on the daily time frame has been doing some as we've been seeing some very good momentum, short time momentum to the upside. After this downward push to the downside here, we've been seeing this very short momentum moving in what I call a trade channel. So this has been moving in this manner. GBPUSD has been respecting, sorry. GBPUSD has been respecting this particular channel. Though it's not perfect, but you could see the way it's been pushing around this particular channel for some time right now. Check it on the 4 hours time frame, you would be able to see it critically. You can see the way price has just been reducing down to the upside. You could call this an upward wedge, whatever you want to call it. But what it means is that, price is actually respecting this dynamic level of resistance and support. And where price is right now is very critical because it's actually trading around the support, trying to break this minor level. So this is my level of interest right now. These are the two main levels of interest I have. This is number one, and this is number two. All right, this is where price is trying to break right now. So moving to the 1 hour time frame, I just want to see what price is doing around those levels. So it has closed above here, and I think this is a retest of this particular level. So guys, for GBP USD, we're going to be going for an instant buy. I'm going to be going for an instant buy, and like I used to say, if you want to follow me, you can actually follow me. So GBP USD, I'm buying instantly. Our stop loss for this trade is just going to be below here. I don't want to really risk so much. Um, yeah, it's fine. Since my take profits is here, so I can still take this below since I have enough room for my take profits. It's like a 1:2 trade. So yeah, GBP USD, we're buying immediately. I'm entering immediately at 1 point. We're current market price right now. Our stop loss is going to be at 1.33028. So hold on, let me lock in trade. GBP USD, GBP USD, where are thou? Okay, I found it. So I'm buying. Trade is taking. I've locked in my trade. I'm modifying my order right now. My stop loss is at 1.33028. Take profit is at 1.33586. Modify. All right, I'm locked in, guys. So our stop loss, the number of pips we are risking, in case, let me just let you know, the number of pips we are risking. We're risking about 16 pips, 15, 16 pips thereabouts. So if you're using a 0.01, that's like less than $2, right? And then our take profits is at about 42 pips, about 42 pips thereabout. So we're risking 16 pips to make about 42 pips. That's a 1:2 point something trade, guys. A 1:2 point something. trade. I've seen this break of structure, I've seen this retests, and I'm expecting a push to the upside. But if that doesn't happen, it takes us out with the stop loss, it's fine. But this is a very, very good trade, very, very good entry, very, very good trade. Mostly now that we're heading towards we're still in the London section and heading towards the New York section. So we should see some volatility, some push momentum back to the upside. So that's for GBP USD. If you are locked in your trade, congratulations. If you are not, if you have not, you can still lock in the trade. If you want to trade this, I'm already in profits, but of course, I need price to break this high. Once price takes out this high, I would modify my stop loss to my entry, and then out of the risk, total zero risk. Once I don't wait for price to get to take profits. Once price breaks this high, once price push and breaks this high, that's all. I just move my stop loss to my entry. Then I expect price to retest this high it has broken and then push away from there. So I don't need to wait for price to get this far before I move. No, I don't need to wait for take profits. Most of the times I don't really set take profit. There are trades still running on my phone right now. There are trades still running on my phone. I've been holding it for days. So on NASDAQ actually. I'm currently up $1,400 in profits, but I still need to hold. I still need to hold that because I believe it's still going up. So what I do is that I break even on the trade. I don't really use take profit, but conventionally, it's always good to use take profit too, conventionally, right? So, but whether you're using take profit or not, the first thing you want to do in every trade you take is to break even. Once price breaks a particular high, like this one here, just move your stop loss from where it is to your entry, and then you're good to go. Even if it comes back to reverse or whatever, you're no longer in a risk. It just takes you out in break even. Okay, guys, let's move on to EURJPY. EURJPY has been very, very bullish this year. I don't know. This year has been mostly from around April. From April till now, price has just been. Now, imagine if you took a buy trade around here in April. Imagine what you would have made. This is massive, right? How many pips? How many pips are we now? I don't know what's happening. This is massive. This is about 2,247 pips, guys. 2,247 pips running. So imagine you took the trade and you kept on adding more trades as price kept on coming back to retest these levels. You kept on adding more trades. Price broke this high, came back to retest. You added a trade. Price broke this one, came back to retest. You added another trade. Price, kept on breaking highs, coming back to retest. You kept on adding trades. By now, you have like 5 or 6, 7 trades running, 2,000 pips, no take profits, just breaking even, and then modifying your stop loss. And then you can still see there's still a very good potential of price going up. So we don't need to draw any major lines to see that price is actually going up. This is very, very, very obvious, right? That the market is actually on a bullish run. So what we want to do is just to see how we can. And the problem about this also is the fact that I think this in the last, let's go and check. Let's go to monthly. So you can see in the last how many years since 2000 and yeah. So this started from 2005. This feed started from 2005. This data feed from 2005 till now. This is the highest point price has gotten to for EURJPY, right? So this is like a record high. So we don't really, and the problem about record highs is that they don't really give you an opportunity to know where price is going to stop. So, and you don't, most of the time, if there's no major reversal, also, you don't know where to enter. You don't get an opportunity to also get a very good entry point, except price pushes back to a major level. So this is on the daily time frame. On the 4-hour time frame, let's look at what price is looking at doing. Okay, good. Price on the 4-hour time frame, price is looking at taking out this high, which is, I mean, pretty good for us because if price takes out that high, it gives us an entry for using a buy stop order, and which is something we can actually take advantage of. So we are seeing this. Okay, it has even marked it out for me. This level of untested resistance, which is like the record high. If price breaks that point, we should see price pushing away. Price could actually come back here and then push down, right? Price could push to this point here, right? And then push down from that point to either of these points. Could even come down here to this stone cold support. So price could stop here and go back up, or could come down here. whatever the case may be, but these are the major levels that I expect a reaction from. So we don't just want to jump into this trade like that. What we want to do is we want to wait for some very, very good what's it called? Confirmation for an entry. So on the 15 minutes, let me see. Is it very far? It's not that far, it's almost there. It's almost there on the 15 minutes right now. From where price is to here, it's just about 18 pips. So guys, I think it's just better to just wait and to see what price wants to do. So for EURJPY, this is my bias is a buy preference. I'm going to give you what I think we should do and how I think we should enter. And then I'm also going to be giving us a potential stop loss level for this trade. So EURJPY by preference, our entry is going to be at a close above 182.633. Our SL is at 182.339. Take profits, just leave it open. TP is open, but make sure you are breaking even anyway. So this is what I think for EURJPY. It closed above 182.633. It's a very, very good entry price with our stop loss at 182.339. Very, very good setup. Very, very good. And then if price pushes, you can just break even on this trade. Okay. GBPUSD, if you took that trade when I took it, or you took the trade when I asked you to take it, you should be in some very good profit. So I took my trade with 0.1. Let me see how much. I'm making like $4 right now. It's not still much, but let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. If it breaks above here, I break even. I could take more trades and just add more trades to it if I am able to break even on the first trade I took. But if you took that trade by now, you should also be in profit. Okay, so we've looked at EURJPY, we've looked at GBPUSD. Let's quickly look at AUDJPY, and then we look at our US 100, and then we call it a day. So AUDJPY is also a very, very volatile instrument. Let's quickly go to the daily time frame. We can also see that AUDJPY is actually doing almost the same thing EURJPY is doing. Well, it just basically tells me that JPY is actually weak. JPY is weak because you see that JP. Let me check. Let me check USD JPY. Yeah. So basically, JPY is weak. JPY is very, very weak. Every JPY pair right now is, the either is a base or is a quote. It's really weak against the other pair. And we can also see that this also has been moving up since April too. Look at this movement since April. Since April, AUD has been gaining against JPY since April, so it's just very obvious. And even Euro JPY and AUD JPY on the daily time frame looks very, 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 very synonymous. Very synonymous. Look at it. Look, this is the daily time frame. Look at the formation of the candle on the daily time frame. And if you look at the formation of the candle on the daily time frame, okay, let me just take this out. We've given you the trade already, so look at it. Look at the formation of this candle. Look at the formation of this candle. Very, very synonymous. This is very synonymous to the other one. Anyway, this tells me that the potential to go up is very high, what I'm saying right now, because there was a gap down and then price pushing up very, very high. So it means price is actually going to push up. And I think we're just going to go with the same logic that we used in the first in AM, what's it called? EURJPY. We're just going to be going with that same logic to enter this trade. Um, So this is the untested level of resistance. I'm moving to the 15 minutes time frame. So on the 15 minutes time frame, hold on, please. So on the 15 minutes time frame, I'm seeing two levels here. This is the first level it's trying to break. And yeah, I think we can actually do something new here. So I want to go for a 1:1 trade at first. I want to go for a 1:1 trade at first. So we're not going to be doing a take profits. Rather, we're going to be breaking even if price breaks 104.384. Okay. So let me give you my logic. Let me just give you the trade. So for AUDJPY, guys, please pay attention. AUDJPY, of course, buy preference, buy preference. However, our entry is going to be at a close above 104.214. 104.214. Now listen, for the SL, our SL is going to be at 104.053. The TP is opened, right? TP is opened, but make sure that you break even at a close, break even at a break of 104.384. So what it means is that if price, so what it means is that if price closes above this place now, we'll take our trade, we'll take a buy trade. Our stop loss is at 104.053. Now, once price gets here and breaks above it, just closes above it, move your stop loss from this 104 points, whatever point 053, move it to your entry. Wherever you enter, just move it there. Understand? As a break above this one. Oh. But if price gets here and then gives you a reverse formation or whatever, you can decide to get out of the trade in profits, or you can decide to still leave it and hold it, whatever the case may be, but it's your decision. But if price gets here, I believe you should break it because of what I'm seeing from the daily time frame. There's a strong momentum for price to keep going bullish. Now that brings us to the last instrument, which is of course US 100. Now US 100 has been very, very so price actually went down after price touched this place last week, where I was saying that if we see a close above, and that's why it's always good to wait for a close above. If you have done a buy stop around this point, this would have trapped you. You see, it would have trapped you. But waiting for price to actually close above it gives you an advantage because you are able to really wait and see if there's going to be a close, because this attempted to close above and you can see how massive this was rejected. At a rejection like this, I would have entered a sell because this is a bearish pin bar and this is the second time price is getting here. So, I mean, it was very, very obvious. However, right now, price is actually pushing again and trying to probably push back to these particular levels. And we are seeing this movement here on the 15 minutes time frame. Right, price is attempting to break this point. We have seen two bearish, this one is also, okay, this is a bearish pin bar, but it's also looking like a bearish pin bar. We're going to be waiting for it to finish just 1 minute more before we can know what's happening. However, on the 5 minutes time frame, I just want to quickly move to the 5 minutes time frame to really look at. So on the 5 minutes time frame, I'm already seeing it clearly that this is being rejected back to the downside. There is a massive rejection happening already from this verified resistance here back to the downside. So what I want to do right now is I want to pay attention to this level, 25783.4. So if you're trading NASDAQ, you want to pay attention to two levels. These are the two levels you're paying attention to. These are the two levels. If price breaks above 25783.4, then it's good for a buy. Your stop loss just below that. But if price breaks below 25724.3, then it's good for a buy. So my preference for this is actually very biased. I'm going to be going for a buy or sell, but depending on where price is actually breaking from, because market is actually consolidating right now. There's a lot of consolidation going on NASDAQ and on major stocks. I think also because this is NAS USD, so of course it's also waiting for, majorly waiting for what's going to happen with the interest rate. I told you just last week, this last Monday, anytime there's an interest rate cut, most of the time stocks are also, going to be boosted. The price of stocks begin to go up also because investors, put their money in stocks as an alternative. So it's, yeah, everything is hanging on what's going to happen this evening. So we might continue to see this. So markets might not have enough momentum to push up. You see it. So we might actually eventually see price dropping before evening, dropping down, going back to to a particular comfortable level again, maybe around this price could actually drop back down to around 25652.3. So I really doubt if there's going to be a very good momentum to break this 2578.3, 25783.4. But there's a very high possibility that price might drop back down to this, and then just trade around these two levels before we see a massive breakout. So guys, that's all for me in today's morning market, in today's trade review. I want to